Coach Lewis was, very detailed. He expected, not perfection, but he expected you to get it right. I feel like at Lone Peak, I learned kind of who I was and, kind of what I could bring and gain some confidence.
The coaches gave Nathan kind of that vision. This is what's required, and this is what's being offered, and Nate was a hard worker, and he worked hard for them.
He learned to be part of a team. He learned that there was something more important than me individually.
Moving on to BYU, I got there and, right from my mission, and ultimately, I'm not sure I can play at this level. I was a little nervous, and when I got there, I was like, everything that Coach Lewis taught me in high school, I can just apply it here, and it was a pretty seamless transition.
He tried really hard to just give it his all. That, I think, also speaks to the fact that he holds the record for most games played at BYU.
He had graduated in communications. He was working in advertising. He was a good soldier. He was doing what was asked of him, but you could tell he did not like it.
He was working full-time, and then he was being an assistant coach with Coach Bromley at Lone Peak. And when he'd come back from practice, he was happy. He was so fulfilled. That's where he just lit up. Everything was great.
And I think that was maybe the aha moment when he was first starting out just as an assistant to the staff at Lone Peak High School. Oh, I love coaching.
But yet that wasn't paying the bills. And so it was, you either need to go all in on coaching and make this your career and your job, or you've got to find some other job that's gonna help you be fulfilled in life, because that part of his life was making him miserable.
One of the pieces of advice I gave to Nathan, I said, I watched, and I'm biased because I'm his dad, but I said, you're good at this. And I told him, bet on Nate. Bet on Nate.
It was kind of this, what do I need to be doing? Where should I go? And so I encouraged him to talk to Coach Rose and look into being a graduate assistant coach. So he had about, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks to apply, to take the GRE and get everything ready so that he could be prepared for that season.
I don't think he was very excited to go back to school. I think that was necessary as part of the process. He doesn't mind school, didn't mind education, but he really wanted to, what he really was doing this for because he wanted to be a coach.
I was a graduate assistant for Coach Rose's last year and then Coach Pope's first year. And so from a selfish standpoint, it was an unbelievable opportunity to see how 2 big-time, just great coaches did things. And they've done things totally different, and both of them are extremely successful. And so it also showed me that, hey, there's not maybe one cut and dry way to be successful.
As he concluded his time at BYU, good experience, he really was debating about whether to try and find a job at the college level or go to high school.
Nate loved his high school experience. He loved coaching at that level, and we thought it was the perfect time to maybe go down, get some head coaching experience. We were living at my parents' house at the time. We found an opening up in Grantsville. I had no idea where it was. And so he applied, he went out there, they offered him the job during the interview. That's the direction everything ended up going.
He was anxious to just form that program like he'd been taught by his coaches at Lone Peak, his coaches at BYU. So he's had lots of great examples to draw from and learn from, but also then to just not try to be Quincy Lewis or Mark Pope or not try to be Dave Rose, just to be Nate. To take the things that he's learned from them, but then to be authentically you.
Nate took that opportunity at the high school level to really set and instill values in these high schoolers. He really wanted to help build them up as young men.
I mean, ultimately, I feel like it's my responsibility. God has given me unbelievable people in my life and to help shape me and help me grow into who I've become. And ultimately, I think it's my responsibility to go be the person for somebody else. This game and this career is about making sure people feel loved and giving people a home and giving people, helping, find, friendships and relationships, and then ultimately about becoming a better husband, a better father, a better son, a better employee. And if the game has taught them that through working with me and through coming through our program, then I've been successful.
He ran his program in a way to make sure that it wasn't just about basketball, because to Nate, it isn't just about basketball.
It was fun to watch that team kind of take on his personality. They played hard. He coached at Grantsville for 3 years, good success, 2 region championships. They took 3rd in state twice and 2nd once. Summer after his 3rd season at Grantsville, he did have a significant choice. I think he was feeling like if he ever wanted to go to the college level, he needed to do it sooner rather than later.
We told Grantsville, hey, we're stepping down, we're going the college route, and we went all in on pursuing college.
As soon as we found out that was a possibility, I was overjoyed. This is where he belongs, and he is crushing it for us right now. He's doing an incredible job, and he's got a great future as a coach.
I think in a role like director of basketball operations, it does demonstrate his character.
He's fine with being not in the spotlight and doing his job and doing it super well. And I think that's just part of the love that he has, he doesn't need the attention or the gratitude. He's just out here doing his job because he cares about what's going on here at BYU, and he wants to put forth his best work every day.
I see it as, hey, we will be ultimately the most successful if we're doing this together.
She's been with me every step of the way. She's been so I think, supportive and encouraging to find what I'm passionate about. And she said, hey, if we make less money because you love coaching, then she's like, I'd rather live with a happy Nate than a Nate that makes a lot more money.
It's been great because he's just as supportive of me as I feel like I've been able to be for him. And that's ultimately what makes this work. College coaching is a lot of work. It's a lot of time, but we found ways to make it fun for our family.
I wouldn't be where I am today, in my career as a coach, as a father, as a husband without her, because she has shown me what real love looks like, what real encouragement looks like, what real support looks like, what real sacrifice looks like. She is just a great inspiration and a great support and encouragement to me.
I feel in my heart that this is about a lot more than just a sport. It's something that means a lot to our family.